All right, guys, what's up? Hope all is well today. It is Thursday. I'm down here at my headquarters at Remax of Orange Beach as always. My name's Ricky Caruth. Today I'm going to do a live Q&A as I do every week on my Zero to Diamond group Facebook page. So it's raining today. We haven't really had rain in a while, so it's okay to have a little rain, I guess, on the beach. So it's all cloudy and stormy and stuff, so it's all good. I'll give a little time for people to log in and start listening in before I get started and everything. A couple things. I am pretty excited. My book, Zero to Diamond, did hit Audible and iTunes today, so if you haven't read the book, or if you've been waiting on it to become the audio version, it's available in Audible and iTunes. So check that out. What's up, guys? How's everybody doing? I'm in my office. It's raining today. I've had a real busy day. This morning I got 2 listings, and then I had 2 closings. I just did a photo shoot. And now I'm with you guys doing this live Q&A about the mindset of a listing agent. So, people calling. So, I want to get into that. I'm going to give a little more time for people to, what's up, Chris, Adam, Carlos, Carol, George, what is up? Love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. I'm hoping that what I can share with you today will help you take your business to the next level. I'm just going to kind of go into, my thoughts and theories on, being a listing agent, right? So, what's up, Chip? So first of all, you have to think, listing agent versus buyer agent, okay? So, where's the money at in the market? Like, if you really think about it and you really look at the statistics, Andrea, Ryan, what's up? If you really look at the statistics out there, most all of your higher producing agents are listing agents, right? And so what does that mean? It doesn't mean that they don't do any buyers at all. It just means that approximately on average 80% of listing agents or high producers business comes from listings, right? 80% listings, 20% buyers. Okay, that's kind of the ratio across the board of very high producing agents all across the country, right? So, you have to think about that for a second, okay? Being a listing agent, being a top producer, all that stuff is a mindset. You have to get into the mindset of the top producer, of the listing agent, okay, and then start making the decisions, okay, based on what direction you want to go with your career. Okay, so, as you're going through your career, you're trying to figure everything out, you don't know what to do. And let me just say, too, maybe you're a good buyer's agent, right? Maybe you're just a really awesome buyer's agent, and that's just what you're good at. So, if that's what you're good at and that's what you want to do, then great. Okay? This isn't like this is how you have to do it. That's not how I am. I'm all about you being self-aware of what you're good at and what you're not good at, and play off your strengths. Don't try to be a great numbers person if you're not a good numbers person. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Hope all's well. It's raining down here on the beach. Another busy day for me. A couple listings, couple closings, did a photo shoot. A lot of exciting stuff going on. So I'm in the middle of, by far, the biggest year I've ever had in real estate. And I'm just excited to be able to share a lot of what I've learned over the last 15 years with all you guys. So it's a very exciting time for me to be able to give back to you guys and share a lot of the stuff that I've learned through trial and error, and what works and what doesn't work. Jimmy, Lynn, Daryl, Mike, welcome. How y'all doing? So like I was saying, 80% of top producers' business comes from listings, right? So, that's just kind of an average. Now, what you have to think about is this. A top producer or a listing agent, those guys like myself, we don't consider ourselves listing agents, right? Because I'll take a buyer in a heartbeat. What's up, Glee, Ken? Like, I'll take a buyer in a heartbeat. I love buyers, okay? I don't consider myself a listing agent. I consider myself a top producing deal maker who understands how to multiply my time, okay? So that's kind of like the first little key to being a listing agent, is recognizing that listings multiply your time, okay? When you're dealing with a buyer, it's kind of one buyer at a time. Try to find them what they need, spend a lot of time on each buyer, and then hopefully close a deal. Okay, so, and by the way, guys, if you have any questions, just type them in. I'll get to them. Yeah, Glee, let me see. There we go. I just got off our network, and now I'm just on my phone network. Tell me, Glee, if that helps. I hope it's not pausing anymore for you guys. So where was I? Oh, yeah, multiplying time. I mean, a listing agent is actually, they don't classify themselves as a listing agent. They classify themselves as a top producer who understands the importance of multiplying their time. Okay, so once, a top producer is always looking for the next best thing in their business. What's going to take me to the next level? Okay, well, there's going to come a point in your career where you recognize that listings are the greatest time multiplier in the history of real estate. Okay, when you obtain a listing, you spend the time to prospect, you spend the time on the listing appointment, you go talk to the seller, you get the listing, you take the pictures, you put it in MLS, you do all your advertising and all that stuff, okay? But at that point, you have 500 agents, 1,000 agents, 2,000 agents, 30 agents. How many agents are in your market trying to help you sell that piece of property? Okay? Meanwhile, while the property's on the market 24 hours a day, available for any buyer that's looking for that particular kind of property, you can go at the same time and go get more listings, right? So listings are just the greatest time multiplier for real estate agents in the history of the world. There's no better way to multiply your time. Now, people, you have to find other ways to multiply your time as well. Hiring an assistant when you get too busy, to do the things that doesn't necessarily make you money, but that has to be done. Okay, that multiplies your time. Doing little things like automating your bills, okay, where you don't have to worry about it every month. That multiplies your time. Okay, you have to be a time multiplier. I'm sorry, guys, if the live stream is buffering and stuff like that. I'm trying. I just turned off my network Wi-Fi, and I'm just on my phone Wi-Fi, so I'm hoping that helps. So, like I say, multiplying your time is the most important part of any business. Okay, you have to learn how to multiply your time. Once you finally understand that listings are the best way to multiply your time, you should go all in with obtaining as many listings as you can. Get really good at listing properties and getting more listings, right? And in that way, you get to just stack up a whole list of listings, whereas you may wake up one day and have 10 or 20 or 30 listings, right? All the agents in your area are working hard to try to help you sell those properties. You still have time to go get more listings, okay? So to me, the mindset is not necessarily let's be a listing agent, okay? Because to be honest, I love buyers. I will deal with buyers. I love people. I love helping them find what they want to find and all that good stuff. But at the end of the day, listings are more profitable because you can stack up a whole list of listings while the whole market of agents are trying to sell them for you, while you can still continue trying to get more listings, or maybe you want to go show property to one of your buyers. Okay? Either way it goes, you have listings that are trying to be sold while you're doing other things. That's multiplying your time. Okay? So that's the deepest part of the mindset for a listing agent is let's multiply time. Chris says, do you send out pre-listing package before you listing appointment so that when you get there, you can get right to the point and they're more prepared for you. I absolutely do not sign pre-listing packages. It's not that I'm against pre-listing packages, but listen to what I'm saying. I'm trying to multiply my time, okay? If I'm spending time making pre-listing packages to send to my sellers, right, that's time that I'm spending to do that. Will it pay off? Maybe. Okay, but the way that I win listings is through my personality, right? I want to connect with my clients in a way that no other realtor connects with them. Okay, I want to let them know I don't care about the deal. I'm trying to figure out what their goals are, not that they want to sell, but why they want to sell. And when I find out why they want to sell, then I can help them accomplish their goals, which may not be to sell right now. It might be to sell next year or the year after. Okay? Maybe it is to sell right now. But either way it goes, they know that I'm there for them, not the deal. And so that's how I win them over. I don't win them over with a pre-listing package. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, okay? But when I'm getting interviewed by an owner who is interviewing 2 other agents, okay, and the other 2 agents have sent them this pre-listing package, all right, and I'm up against those agents, I'll look the seller dead in the eye and I'll say, look, do you want the agent who sent you the pre-listing package, who is probably going to go back to the office and start making more pre-listing packages for more sellers, okay, and sending them out and driving them around and handing them out? Or do you want me, who I'm going to go back to the office, and instead of making more pre-listing packages to try to get more listings, I'm going to go to the office and start calling potential buyers to try to find a buyer for your property? So do you want me, Mr. Phone Call Guy? Or do you want one of these other agents, Mr. Pre-listing Package Guy, who spends way too much time making pre-listing packages? Right? I get right to the point, and the fact is people just want an agent who is going to work hard for them to find them a buyer. Okay, and the best way I know how to do that is to get on the phone and call potential prospects. Maybe you call all the other owners around that listing that may know somebody, or maybe they want to buy a second property, something like that. Maybe you call a nearby subdivision who has lower priced houses, and you might find somebody that wants to upgrade to the higher price range house, your listings, right? Something like that. I mean, you can always figure out a list of people to call to target to try to sell your listing. But the fact is, it's a time thing. You know, you don't have time to make the calls if you're making pre-listing packages all the time. I'm not saying it's the wrong thing to do. A lot of people are successful with it. But, you know, I'm too busy doing deals, right? No, Chip says, I don't agree with your pre-listing package bias. I have a couple dozen packages made up and ready to go. Who says we can't do both? I'm not saying that. Like I said, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Absolutely, do them. I mean, people are very successful with the pre-listing packages. I did it for a little while, okay? I just don't have time to do it now. I'm not organized enough, and I don't have time to do it. You know, I'm not against them. I don't do them myself. I went over with you know, conveying to the seller what I'm going to do for them, rather than, you know, I have a resume and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, it's fine to do. I just don't do it. So back to like the mindset of a listing agent, who, by the way, like I said, doesn't really classify themselves as a listing agent. They classify themselves as a top producer who makes deals happen and multiplies their time. And listings are the best multiplier of time in the history of real estate. Okay, what does a listing agent do with buyers? Okay, so first off, you know, you're going to concentrate, you know, 95% of your time on trying to obtain new listings, okay, through the various sources of listings. Okay, you got past clients, referrals, for sale by owners, expireds, stuff of that nature, right? Your farming area, you know, you're going to look for listings in those places. You're going to spend 95% of your time there, okay? And then you're going to take what buyers come from those efforts, okay? So you're working, okay? And then you have a buyer come before you. Okay, well, There's a couple reasons I like to take a buyer. I always take a buyer if they've been referred to me. If a buyer has been referred to me, that tells me that I just received the highest compliment anybody can give to a real estate agent, which is refer their friend or family or somebody they know to you. Okay, so I always take a referral, regardless of what kind of property they want, and I treat them like family. I treat them like kings and queens, and I always go back to the person that referred it to me to let them know how it went, and I give them some kind of gift for doing that. So I'm all about referrals. I don't refer out my referrals. I handle all my referrals because I want the person that sent the referral to know they picked the right agent to refer to. Okay. Another buyer I love to take are when I'm trying to go after listings and I run into a seller who wants to buy. That's an awesome buyer. Okay. This is an owner who owns a property that you would like to list. Okay. And they want to buy something. This is a perfect opportunity to show that client how good of a buyer's agent you are, right? You're going to go over the top for this owner to let them know how great you treat buyers, which in turn is going to give them so much confidence for you as their listing agent when they get time to sell. So you go over the top for owners who want to buy. Owners who want to buy, they also are already very well educated on all the ownership information and education. So you don't have to go through all that education process. They already know what's going on, and they just need an agent to help them find what they need and kind of fish them through the process. If you find if you have a buyer that calls you that wants to buy one of your listings, right? I'm always going to take that because I owe it to my seller to sell that property, and I'm going to go all out in that situation to try to find out if that buyer actually wants to buy my listing or not. Either way, and at that point, if they don't, then I can decide if I want to keep working with them or I can refer them out at that point. If I have a past client that wants to buy something, or somebody from my sphere of influence, I'm always going to do everything I can for them. Okay, past clients and sphere of influence people. So I always deal with past clients, sphere of influence, any referrals, buyers want to buy one of my listings, or an owner that wants to buy. Okay, those are my big, reasons to take a buyer on 100%. All the other buyers, okay, I'm going to look at it at a case-by-case basis, and I'm going to really ask a lot of questions and try to figure out if this is really a buyer I want to take on or not. If not, I'm going to refer that buyer out. If I do want to take them on, I'm going to start working with them, right? So I think one of the problems a lot of agents do is they take on too many buyers. They don't ask enough questions to figure out if this is really going to be worth my time or not. And that's what you really have to determine is this buyer, is this situation worth my time? Okay, because your time is so valuable, and it's one thing that people really take for granted in this business is their time. They feel like they have so much time, they can spend all this time on this one client and all this, and really at the end of the day, you don't have all this time. If you really want to do big things and you really want to take your business to the next level, you have to be in contact with way more people than you can even imagine, more than likely. So be very careful with the buyers that aren't one of the buyers you 100% take. And try to evaluate the situation and figure out if it is worth your time or not, and then just go with your gut. Okay, if somebody's really pre-approved, they kind of have a good idea. You just have to take it situation by situation and see if it's something you really want to deal with. Let me get to some questions here. Jonathan, what's up, Jonathan? He says, best way to farm a condo tower. How do I get a list of the owners? It's in the tax records, my man. Look in your town or your county tax records. There should be a website that you can pull up any owners of any properties you want in that county. Okay, get with your broker. There should be some kind of system in place that will enable you to find owners for any subdivision or anything you want to find. All right, Carol. What up, Carol? She says, I have a nice listing package, but I find myself never using it. Same here. I have a a really nice pre-listing package, and I'm not saying don't use them, okay? I'm just saying I don't have time to use them. When I go to a listing appointment, I take all the comps for the property, a blank listing agreement, a gift card to a restaurant, a Ricky Caruth pin, a business card. I put it all in a nice blue Remax folder, and that's my package that I send that I show up with to the listing appointment. I look at the property, I sit down with them, we go through the comps. If they want to list, we sign up right there. I have the blank listing agreement. So that's just a breakdown of what I take with me to a listing appointment. You know, nothing fancy.
Yes.
Nothing fancy at all. I do like the idea of the pre-listing package. I'm not all about the time it takes to make it and send it out and all that. I feel like that energy could be used in a more productive manner. You know, I've never lost a listing to somebody who had a pre-listing package. So I think it all comes down to how do you connect with the seller, right? And are you there for them, or are you there for you? Are you there for the transaction, or are you there for the relationship and all the future deals that are to come from it? Ken asked, do you do a formal presentation? Do you do a formal presentation when you see them at the house, or are you just speaking to you and telling them what you do? Just speaking to them, man. You know, I feel like, and I'm not disagreeing with what people do. Everybody does it differently. But I feel like showing up with a simple little folder with some comps and a listing agreement and stuff like that, a little gift, a restaurant gift card, and having like a one-on-one, like human conversation instead of trying to do this presentation. I think it adds a lot of personal touch to the situation. So it's just my style, right? I'm not saying it's the best way at all. I'm just comfortable with it. I show up and, you know, we talk. They know I'm not fancy, but they know I'm going to get the job done. And I explain to them how I'm the hardest working realtor. Nobody will outwork me, okay? No one is going to outwork me. They might be smarter. They might be more talented, you know, stuff like that, but they're not going to outwork me. You know, I grew up roofing houses, and I learned a strong work ethic. When I was a kid, I was on roofs working, and so actually that was to my benefit. Very fortunate that I was in that situation, because now I have such a strong work ethic embedded in my brain, in my body, in my blood, that no one's going to outwork me. Jonathan answered that question about where to find. What's up, Richard? Okay, Blake, what's up? He says, do you run into many properties being owned by LLC or an estate? Do you have a trick to track those owners and their contact info? Not really. You do it the same as everybody else. You just Google the LLC or plug them into whatever website you're using to try to find numbers, and you know, just do the best you can do. You know, send them a letter if you can't get a hold of them. You know, keep farming them, keep sending them postcards and letters every month, right? That's another thing. You have to prospect and do mail outs to your farming group every month, right? Every 4 to 6 weeks, they need to get something in the mail from you, regardless if you can find their phone number or not. Quick story, I had a lady, I think I've told this before to you guys, who, you know, I've sent postcards to for 3 years and never could find her number. And she finally called me and she told me it's because I sent postcards for so long. She finally told me that that's the reason that I picked you, was because of the postcards. So I'm selling her condo for $675. It's under contract. She's buying one for $650. I'm getting both sides of that, and those people are buying a condo for $700 or $800. We haven't found it yet, but we're in the middle of all that. But it all came from a postcard. It's going to be like, you know, $70,000 worth of commissions off a postcard that I sent her for 3 years. A lot of people will quit after a year if they don't get any, you know, return off of it. But you don't realize it takes at least 7 pieces of mail for them to even start recognizing your name. You know, they need to get a phone call, but if you can't find their phone number, you just keep sending them mail. Okay, and eventually they're going to know that you're the dominant force of that area, and when they get ready to do something, they're going to call you. So to answer your question, Blake, just handle the LLC like you do anything else. Do your best and move on. Don't dwell on it too much. Just do what you can and move on. What up, Glee? She says, any rule of thumb on how long you wait before recommending a price reduction? No, not at all. I mean, sometimes I never even, what's up, Chris? Sometimes I never even ask for a price reduction on a listing. Great question, though. But it's all about what they want. You know, I call all my sellers at least 2 weeks, sometimes every week. I'll just tell them what's going on. If it hasn't been shown, any feedback I have, see how they're doing, stuff like that. So, you know, I'll tell them right there, look, if we lower it, we're probably going to start better. We're not getting any showings. So, you know, if you want to lower it, let's lower it. Okay? If not, I understand. As long as you understand what's going on, that we're probably too high. The market is telling us that we're too high. I mean, we can leave it on there for whatever we leave it on there for, right? So don't pressure them to lower the price because I don't want them to feel pressured by me. I'm trying to create a relationship forever, right? And I let them know that. Every time I talk to them, I drop little seeds about the fact that I'm here for them forever. Whatever they want to do is what I want to do, okay? So there's no rule about when to try to get a price reduction. Okay, you know the rule is to stay in touch with every seller every at least 2 weeks. Talk to them and just have a real personal conversation with them about what's going on with the listing and you know what's going on in their life and how you're doing and you know build that relationship. Okay, forget about the listing and the deal at that point. It's all about the relationship. Okay. Richard says LLCs are hard to track. I run in 1,000 of them, and most of them are in the name of attorneys. That's true, man. Sometimes you're just not going to get the LLCs. It's just not going to happen. So just do what you can, and like I said, move on. You can't dwell on it. You know, the name of the game is not to spend a whole lot of time on any one situation. Okay, spend a little bit of time on tons of situations, not a whole lot of time on any one particular situation. You know, and that helps you too. If you're working with a buyer or a seller, you spend a whole lot of time with them, and then they decide to go with a different agent. Okay, that hurts, right? But if you go into it thinking that that could happen because it happens all the time, and you don't spend all of your time on that particular client, then whenever it does happen, it doesn't hurt as bad. So spend less time on each in particular client situation, but the time that you do spend, go deep, go extremely deep with them, and let them know that they're, you know, you want a deep connection with them, you know. But at the same time, you know, I mean, every day I see listings of people that either past clients of mine or people I've talked to, and I did a good job with them, staying in touch and stuff like that. But you're just not going to win them all, you know. Chad, what's up? Albert, what's up? Ken says, perfect. That's what I do. Mostly talk for me. It's about relationship and getting along with each other's personality. I hate the informal blah, blah, blah of listing presentation from the big box firms. Thanks, Ricky. And I'm not saying that that's wrong, Ken. I'm not saying it's wrong to, you know, to do listing presentations and, you know, to agree with Chip. It's not wrong to do the pre-listing packages or anything. I'm just giving you guys the way that I do it. What's up, Randy? Hope all's well over there in Mobile. It's raining over here in Orange Beach. It's cloudy and rainy, so it's been a very productive day, though, I got to say. Sandy says, getting ready for a listing presentation for tonight. A little nervous about it. Okay, well, you know, my best advice to you, Sandy, is just to relax. You know, you have to think it's either going to work or it isn't. Okay, if you're nervous about it, then that client is going to catch on that you're nervous. Okay, it's going to send bad vibes. Okay, don't be nervous about it. I mean, and don't even worry about getting the listing. Forget about the listing. Okay, go in there thinking, you know, I'm going to end up being friends with this person, whether I get the listing or not. Okay, it's not about the listing. It's about creating a relationship with this person, right? When you go in there, don't talk about necessarily the fact that they want to sell. Talk about why they want to sell. Okay? Well, what's motivating them to make this life-changing decision to sell this property? Okay? When you nail that answer down, then you can really help them. Until you know that, you can't really help them. Okay? So find out why they're selling, not the fact that they want to sell, and be yourself, like Chip said. Be yourself. Don't worry about the listing. Okay, Blake says, if you have a Monday full of calls and you have a few handfuls that you didn't get an answer and left a message or not, when do you go back through those numbers that you never had actual contact with? Good question. If you have time, call them back the next day. Call them back every day till you get them if you want to. There's no real rule for it. How do I handle it? It's at this point in my career, I don't really go back. It's hard for me to go back and call people. I normally just deal with the people that I actually got on the phone and connected with. And then, from there, I keep the list where one day I might call that list again, but very rarely do I go back. But for new agents who actually have time and are trying to get their careers off the ground, call them every day if you have time, or call them the next week or call them the next month. Whenever you have time to do it, do it. So I hope that answers that question. Let me know if it didn't. Okay, so like I said earlier, guys, being a listing agent is more about multiplying your time. Listings multiply your time. Okay, so as soon as you realize that, you need to go all in with listings. Spend 95% of your time trying to obtain listings, okay, on a massive level, not just a couple a day. You should really be talking to 5 to 10 new prospects about listing properties every single day. Every day you should have 5 or 10 new conversations, okay, where you talk to people like, over the phone or in person. Not through an email or letter or text message. It needs to be talking to them either in person or over the phone. So 5 to 10 new conversations with new people. Okay? New people, not follow-up stuff. Do your follow-up or do your new people and then do your follow-up. Vice versa. Lawrence said, "When's the new book coming out?" The editor still has it. I'm guessing maybe 2 months away. The first book just hit Audible and iTunes today, Zero to Diamond. That's kind of an appetizer for the second book. The first book is like, here's the fundamentals. The second book is like, here's how to really kill it. Here's how to really take it to the next level. So I'm real excited about it. What's up, Kylie? She says, this was really good. Lots of advice I'll use when I become a realtor. Thank you. Kylie is, I guess, going to get her license pretty soon, and so I'm real excited to see that. Best of luck to you. Let me know if I can help. Be glad to answer any questions you have. Blake asks, do you ever do open houses? I do open houses rarely, whenever it's needed. Whenever the seller really wants me to do one, or if it's a really awesome piece of property and I want to get a lot of agents there to see how awesome it is. So I do open houses. I did a huge open house at my development at Sea Pines. It was pretty epic. I'll do another one there, towards the end of the year. So I do them, but I'm strategic about it, right? I don't just do random open houses for no reason. It's to make a seller happy or to push a particular property, or when I know that a property is unique and I need to get agents and buyers there to see the uniqueness of it, that's when I do open houses. Otherwise, I'm not too crazy about it because it does take up a lot of time. But if you do open houses, that's great. I want you to do them and get a lot of buyers and all that stuff. But one word of advice for if you're at an open house and you have some spare time, there's not a whole lot of traffic, make some cold calls while you're at the open house. Have your list of calls you want to make, or follow up, or whatever, and that way you're killing two birds with one stone. If you have a slow day at an open house, make some calls while you're there waiting on people. So I do them. It's just very strategic, and I enjoy doing them when I do them. I did a lot of open houses when I was new. Everybody does, so it's a good way to meet buyers, get your name out there, and all that good stuff. So don't do them very much anymore. Ken says the first book was great. Thank you so much, man. I had a young lady post on the group today that she loved the book. Another fella, I'm getting posts and emails and phone calls and text messages and all kinds of stuff about how much people are liking the book. It's got nothing but 5-star reviews. It's a very short book, in my opinion, but I wanted to make it short and powerful. So I'm just super excited that people actually like it that much, and that what I'm doing is really helping people. Lawrence says, if you were put in a new area and knew absolutely no one, how long do you feel it would take you to do roughly 30 deals a year with your work ethic and prospecting ethics? To be honest, I would probably, it just depends on the situation. You never can tell. There's no real science to it. There's no equation. But to be honest with you, I don't know how the first year would go, but that first year would be chalk it up to me building my brand and developing relationships in the area. Maybe I sell 30 properties that first year, maybe I don't, but the second year is the year I'm really going to kill it, right? That's the year I'm really going to, I know, sell 30 properties, probably 50 the third year, right? So I'm just guessing to try to answer your question. There's no way to tell, but the first year to me would be development of relationship periods, where all I'm doing is reaching out, making hundreds and hundreds of phone calls, and making all the contacts I can make, and creating those long-term relationships for life, and figuring out what people's motivations are and how I can help them accomplish the goals that they want to accomplish in their life, okay, and why they're making the decisions they're making to buy or sell property, and then take it from there. So I believe I could get up to selling 30 properties a year the second year, but then it would explode from there, 50 and then 100, so on and so forth. Because I understand how many people you actually have to contact to get to 100 deals a year. After I've done it, I understand how many people I actually have to contact to make that happen. In today's world of dialing systems, where you can actually call 500 people in a day, which is ridiculous, then I would absolutely kill it in today's market, because you have these dialing systems that find the phone numbers and then call them for you, and all you do is just sit there and talk on the phone and develop your relationship. So a lot different from when I started out, when I had to spend all night looking up 100 numbers to talk to 50 people. I had to dial each number, okay? So in today's world, with the way technology is, with your dialing systems, man, it's pretty incredible what you can really probably accomplish. If you were to have to start all over again in a new area, it's probably pretty amazing. And I'm really excited for new agents. Of course, they don't realize how it was when I started, and of course I don't know how it was with the realtors 10 years before me, how hard it was then with no MLS. Realtors didn't even have MLS 20 years ago, so I can't even imagine that world. But it's pretty exciting, and it's going to be exciting to see what happens over the next 10 years. Oh, Kylie. Oh, yeah, it's on Amazon. My book is on Amazon, and you can also get the audio version on Audible or iTunes. What's up, Zach? What's up, Mom? Thanks, Blake. So while I'm waiting on some more questions to come in, thank you. Oh, awesome. So while I'm waiting on some more questions to come in, I just want to reiterate the fact that, listings multiply your time. You should become more listing oriented. And when you realize that they multiply your time, go all in, spend 95% of your time working towards new listings. Where do you get new listings at? Where do you find listings? Okay. Okay, you've got your for sale by owners and your expireds. Okay. That's great. Work those two avenues. Then you have your past clients and your referrals, your sphere of influence. Okay. You work that angle, of course. And then you have your farming area. Okay? So, farming area, sphere of influence, past clients, referrals, for sale by owners, and expireds. There's 4 avenues to find new listings. Okay? New agents should work all 4 those avenues. They'll figure out what they're good at. Like I said, you have to be self-aware of what you're good at. Maybe you're a great for sale by owner agent. Maybe you're a great expired agent. Okay, whatever avenue that you feel comfortable with, that you're really good at, that you can crush it. Okay, then that's what you start doing, and then you dominate. Right? I'm really good on the phone, and I'm really good at selling Gulfront properties, condos. I'm actually good at selling any properties. I can get on the phone and sell them, any of them. I'm not all that great. I haven't sold a whole lot of commercial properties. I just, you can't be great at everything. Okay. You have to be really, really great at one thing. Okay. And then, like I said earlier, you take all the other situations and you dissect it to figure out if it's worth your time. I've sold apartment complexes. I've sold, 2 tracts of land. I've sold strip malls. Plenty of houses, all kinds of different properties, okay? But those are kind of here and there, right? I've consistently sold Gulfront houses and condos and Bayfront condos, right? So you just have to know what you're good at and what you're not good at. Like I said, your first year of real estate should be, developing your relationships in your niche market. You have to figure out what your niche is. Right, we talked about niche, how to develop your niche last week. So go back and listen to last week's live Q&A, and figure out what your niche needs to be, and then start dominating your niche by creating relationships in that niche. Later, Ken. Thanks for participating. Thanks for your questions. Richard says, "Have you ever worked with Zillow, Make Me Move, or Zillow pre-foreclosures? What was your experience like with these prospecting those leads?" I've never. What's up, Derek? How you doing, buddy? So I've never worked with Zillow on the Make Me Move, the pre-foreclosure stuff. I've just never done that. I haven't done that. I did Zillow for some buyers for a split second and realized how low quality the leads are. And then there again, guys, I'm not saying that it's wrong to do Zillow buyer leads. If that's what you're good at, developing these big lists of buyers and farming that list and finding those people what they want, and you're really good and passionate about it, awesome. That's what I want you to do. I'm not saying it's wrong. I just find those leads very low quality compared to property owners like Gulfront condo owners and $200,000 to $400,000 home owners, right? So as far as the Zillow Make Me Move or the Zillow pre-foreclosure situation, to me, I don't understand why you would do that when all you have to do is pick up the phone and call property owners that own property in the niche market you want to sell in. What's up, Aileen? If you want to sell property in like lakefront properties, or I don't know what your niche is, Richard, but like whatever kind of property you want to sell, I don't know why you wouldn't just pick up the phone, look up people's phone numbers, and just call the owners of those properties and start these relationships with them. Instead of paying Zillow to send you the leads, why don't you just not pay them and then just make phone calls and hundreds of phone calls to create the relationships you need to succeed, right? Because if you're going to sit around and wait on Zillow to send you prospects, what's up, Maul? If you're going to sit around and wait on Zillow to send you prospects to grow your business, that's not really the best business formula for growth, right? Number one, they're not going to send you enough prospects to actually build huge business. And number two, you can call hundreds and hundreds of people all day long. You can actually also find the pre-foreclosures in your tax assessor's office, all the pre-foreclosures, and you can just call them yourself, look up their numbers and call them. You don't have to depend on Zillow to do that. So, not bashing Zillow. Zillow's awesome. I just don't use it because, why would I if I can just call the prospects myself, right? So anyway, like I say, guys, I'm here in my office, Remax of Orange Beach. It's raining today, which is kind of rare down here, but it's really getting dark and rainy. It's raining really hard. I thank you, Richard. Richard says great advice. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. It's just you have to identify. You have to look at every situation, especially when you're new. See, new agents in today's world is crazy because you have all these technology crazy things out there, and all these people pulling you in so many different directions. You don't know which way to go. It's I could imagine, man, how hard it is with all the stuff out there. Of trying to figure out what's really going to work, right? And I'm telling you what's really going to work. It's the good old-fashioned phone calls, right? Call them up, develop relationships for the rest of your life, and stack those relationships up just like you're going to stack listings up, just like you're going to stack sales up. Carol says, do I practice overcoming objections? I know your script is pretty easy. I don't worry about objections. When they say they're not interested, I go right into my spiel about, do you have an agent you work with? Okay, well, one day you're going to want to buy or sell something. I would love the opportunity to work with you when that day comes. Is it okay if we stay in touch? What's your email? When would you have a day where we could have lunch? My whole spiel there. If somebody's really die hard, like just doesn't want to deal with me or really objecting really hard or hangs up on me, I'll call a lot of people that hang up on me back and say, hey, we got disconnected. Can you hear me? I'll say that sometimes just to be funny and see what they say. And, people that, but if they're really hardcore, just not interested, I just let them go. I mean, on to the next one, It's not a big deal. It's just real estate. You know what I mean? It's just real estate. It's not nothing serious, right? This is something you're supposed to have fun with. You got to enjoy selling real estate. You really have to have fun with it, man. Until you actually sit down and have fun doing what you're doing, it's going to be hard. Okay, so don't take everything so serious. Quit over analyzing everything, right? And just do it. Just call people. Talk to them. They're maybe your best friend in the world. Do that over and over and over thousands of times and watch your career over 10 years grow to 100 deals a year. It's fun. Okay? All right. What's up? Let's see. Hey, Rick, do you still call expireds? If when you do you use your script or do you use Mike Ferry, Marino, other scripts? Yeah, I don't call expireds anymore because there's not really a whole lot of them in our area. But, guys, don't play into so much about the script, right? Like, I love my scripts. They're awesome. I want to share them with you guys and all that stuff. But, what's up, Ronnie? It's like the punchline is get on the phone and start talking to people and have fun with it, right? Call up and start talking about the weather, like I said a million times. Start talking about whatever's going on, in the area, whatever. Don't necessarily start talking about real estate. Just talk to them like you're calling your friend to talk about what's going on for the day. How you doing? What are you doing? How you doing? What's going on? But as far, man, to get technical though, to answer your question, I love using my script, even on expireds and stuff. With expireds, it's easy because they were already on the market, and you can just say, hey, do you still want to sell your property? It's a yay or a nay. Okay, great. When can I see it? You know, if they say they're not, say, okay, well, if you were to relist it, do you have an agent in mind or whatever? Or what happened the first time? Or, you know, why do you think it didn't sell? Stuff like that, you know. The bottom line is to make calls and become really, really good at making calls, you just have to make a lot of calls, right? You just have to get on the phone, make a lot of calls, and you'll figure out what works and what doesn't work, like I have, right? I love making calls. Love making calls because I figured out what works and what doesn't work. I can hear the tone of their voice, what's happening, you know, and I can turn it on a dime if I need to, or what I can take it whatever direction I want to take it in, right? And I'm not worried if I don't get their email or if they say they don't want to use. I don't worry because I'm making another call to try to find somebody else. It's unlimited, right? The amount of people you can call and find business is unlimited. You could work 24 hours a day, never sleep for the rest of your life, and not even scratch the surface for the amount of business that's out there in the world. Okay? So quit focusing on one or two clients, or if you did a good job on this call or that call, right? Just keep going. Keep going. There's more contacts than you can ever make in your life, in 2 of your lifetimes. So just call. You know, create relationships. Carol says, feel overwhelmed by the technology constantly. Yeah, I mean, it's always like, what's the CRM you use? What are you doing? Zillow? Are you doing Trillia? What's your website? What app are you doing? You know, there's like a million apps for real estate agents. You know, there's so much technology out there. It's very overwhelming. And I'll just tell you guys that when I started, I had no website. I didn't have a business card. I had an email address, and that was about it. So, I just started calling people and saying, hey, what can I do for you? This sold, that sold, this listed, that listed. What can I do for you? Right? And, I just made enough calls to where I found people that wanted to buy, wanted to sell. Right? I got email addresses and I created a database. So I eventually got a website. I eventually got business cards, but I did this with zero technology. Okay. So technology has not replaced real estate agents. Okay. Like it has so many other professions. Will it one day? I don't think so. It could. I could definitely be wrong, but I think the fact that real estate is such a local market, right? Real estate is so local. You have to have a local expert who knows the market inside and out for that particular locality, that there's no way technology can keep up with the market. The market changes every single day. There's a new sale, there's a new listing, and I mean, when something goes under contract, you don't know what it sold for until it closes. There's so many variables with seasons and the market. It's just, if you drive 30 minutes up the road from where I am, I have no idea what the market's doing. I mean, I almost can't even take listings like 30, 40 minutes from me because it's a whole different world, right? I'd have to call another agent and probably refer it out to that agent. You need a real human to help you navigate through the market, because the market's so different from place to place. Even if you live in the market, the real estate market is changing right in front of your eyes so quick. If you're not doing it every day like realtors do, you still don't know what's going on. So, I don't feel like technology can ever replace agents. And because of that, okay, you don't necessarily, in my opinion, need technology to find clients and to connect with clients and to build relationships. Now, technology has helped me tremendously. I mean, MLS. What could you do without MLS? The email marketing systems, the social media stuff. I wouldn't even be talking to you guys right now if it wasn't for technology, right? So, has it helped? Tremendously. Will it replace this? I don't think so. Why? Because you have to actually talk to somebody who knows the market, right? And so that's where relationships come into play, and your ability to actually talk talk to people in person over the phone and create relationships, that's the skill that's actually going to take you above everybody else who's in this technology-driven world, right? All these agents are so driven by technology that they kind of lose sight of the fact that they actually need to talk to people. Okay, so that's awesome for me, because I understand that talking to people is actually the catalyst between me and them. And I'm actually going to be the one that wins over the long term, because I'm creating all the relationships face to face or over the phone. So, another thing is people are kind of, direct mail's still a big thing, but less and less, because people are putting more money online, which is fine. But it's making direct mail more relevant, right? So, I think phone calls and direct mail are more relevant now than they ever were. Of course, phone calls were always the most relevant. But, I hope this helps you. I hope what I'm saying helps you realize that in this technology-driven world, real estate is one of the professions that you have to talk to a professional. That's what buyers and sellers need. They have to talk and be consulted about what to do in today's market, because it's different than yesterday's market, and tomorrow's market's going to be different, right? So I kind of went on a little rant. Carol says, are you calling randomly or geographically? Geographically, I target buildings, I target subdivisions, with a particular reason for calling. So it is random, but it's geographically, right? Okay, he says, true, it's a numbers game. Even with the scripts, the success rate is very, very low. If they want to sell or buy, they will talk to you. I mean, that's the thing, man, but here's the punchline, though. Okay? When you actually do talk to somebody and ask them if they want to buy or sell, and they don't want to buy or sell right now, that's your opportunity to start the relationship. I've become very, very good at developing relationships with people who aren't ready right now to buy or sell. And I'll let them know that I'll be here when they do get ready. Whenever they get ready, it's fine by me. If it's 5, 10, 15, 20 years out, whatever, I'm here. I'm going to be here, right? And me being able to develop the relationship with the people that say no, that's where I won. That's where I have built my entire business, and I've completely dominated my area. Blake, he says, what do you send into your sphere past clients on a regular basis? Folks you don't know are currently looking to buy or sell. What's up, Daniel? I send weekly email reports, and then I try to stay in touch via phone. But as far as like on a regular basis, I'm just sending emails, right? Emails are free and emails are easy, and I can make a really nice report and get it sent out. Send me your email and I'll put you on my list where you start getting my reports so you can see what I'm sending. Tom, what's up? He says, have you ever purchased a home from one of your listing/sellers? If so, did you get a great deal? That's a good question. I know that I've had some sellers that were desperate, and I sold those to clients that were really, really good deals. I think I did one time, long time ago. It's too far long ago, but I guess I want to say no. I think I did a long time ago, a lot that I flipped and did make a little money, like $8,000. But good question. Anything that stumps me is good. Richard says, what's your opinion on 3D virtual tours, virtual staging, drones, and third floor plans, or 3D floor plans? Do you use any of them? I don't use them, but I think they're great. I have done some drone work. The 3D virtual tours, I did one of those. The system that I used wasn't that awesome, so it was kind of hard to work. Like once you got in there, like for the customer, it was kind of hard to navigate through the house and stuff on the 3D thing. I think as technology improves, I think that's going to become more and more awesome. I think it's going to be really, really cool, as technology improves and we see what comes in the future. I'm real excited to see. And yes, I think it's a thing of the future. I think if you get in now on this kind of stuff, Richard, then you're going to be ahead of the game. I wouldn't spend a whole lot of time on it, though. I would just kind of spend a little bit of time on it, right? More time getting more clients, creating more relationships, right? I want to create more relationships, man, above everything else. Above everything else. Okay? What's up, Gina? What's up, guys? Yeah, I see all your emails. Want me to send you my weekly reports, which I will do. Bo asked me, what are you using for your email market reports? Constant Contacts. I'm using Constant Contacts. Tom says, hey, thanks, Ricky. Loved your book and your podcast. Thank you, Tom. For real, man. I think Tom read my book, and then that's how he linked up with me. So, big shout out to Tom. Tom, get with me, man, if you have any questions anytime. And, man, I'm so looking forward to this second book because it's really, really going to really just blow everybody's mind. It's awesome. I'm real excited. So, just keep pushing, Tom, and let me know what I can do to help. Thanks, man. Rosa said, who was your first hire in real estate, and how did you manage the person? Well, before the market crashed, I had an assistant that did all my postcards and stuff like that. But when the market crashed, I had to get rid of her. But as the market came back, I hired somebody in 2010, I think, or 11. It was once I got up to 30 listings. When you get up to 30 listings, for me, that was the magic number that I needed an assistant, because I had so many showing requests coming in of agents wanting to show my listings that I couldn't handle that and building my business. So I had to take the showing requests off my shoulders. So I hired an assistant when I had 30 listings. Then once I hired her, then I took my listings up to 60. So I doubled my listings when I hired her. And I've hovered right there around 50 or 60 listings since. I'm actually down to like 45 right now. And that's because our market overall has tightened our inventory. Our inventory is tight. So, of course, I'm going to feel a little bit of that too. But I'm still getting lots of listings. They're just selling really fast. That's the thing. You can't keep a lot of listings because inventory is so low. They're selling so quick. So it's kind of hard to keep up with how quick they're selling. So it's a good thing. It's a really good thing. But now my assistant, she does she processes everything, all the contracts with my company. She picks up checks from the closing company, processes those, deposits them in my account. She handles all my postcards, all the showing requests. Any little things I need done, personal stuff. She does it all to where I can actually do stuff like this with you guys. I can actually make my phone calls. I can go on listing appointments, show properties, vacation if I need to. She's just awesome. Everybody needs a great assistant if you're going to take it to the next level, but you have to build it from the ground up. Go out there and get 30 listings, make it your goal, get to 30 listings as fast as you can, and then hire an assistant. And then take it to 60 listings. Okay? Don't stop. Once you get to a certain spot in your career, never feel comfortable. Always be moving forward to the next level. Like me right now. Guys, I've had 3 months, January, February, March, all 6-figure months this year. I've never even had a 6-figure month before. But I'm still working the same amount of time. I'm still putting forth the same amount of energy. I'm still trying to figure out ways to get better. I'm still trying to help more people. You never stop. You just never stop, I sell over 100 properties a year. Some agents say, oh, you're working too hard. I can make the same amount of money you make selling 50 properties a year. Well, okay, that's fine. If don't work so hard, work smarter. Well, why don't you work smart and hard, right? Work smart and hard. Don't just work smart and hard, right? And work to your full potential. Go up to your full potential. Don't say, oh, all I have to sell is 50 properties to make the same amount of money Ricky makes selling 100 properties. Well, that tells me you're satisfied and you're not living up to your full potential, right? So if you're going to go to sleep at night knowing that you didn't do everything you could to help as many people as you could and work up to your full potential, okay, then that's you. But I'm not going to live like that. Every single day, I'm going to go as hard as I can to know that I'm giving it everything I got, and I'm going to live up to my potential. Richard says, has what you wear ever lost your listing? No, it hasn't. People look right through my clothes. I mean, to let you guys know, I am wearing like some dress pants, like some regular shoes, and like a shirt today. Normally I wear flip-flops and sandals or whatever. But for real, I've never lost a listing off of what I'm wearing. But also I live on the beach, and so it's really laid back here. So I can't say that wouldn't happen in your market, okay? So, you always want to dress, and kind of blend in with your clients. That's always very, a smart thing to do. I've heard that over and over again. So, definitely don't underdress. Don't wear, shorts and flip-flops if you're in Atlanta trying to sell, a $500,000 condo, right? Stephanie, Chris is back with us. Rosa said, love it. Work smart and hard. Take yourself to your full potential. Guys, if you go to sleep at night knowing that you didn't give it everything you had to fulfill your full potential, okay? I'll tell you right now, guys, I'm not the smartest. I'm not the most talented, okay? But one thing that I can control is the fact that I'm going to outwork you. I'm going to outwork every single person listening to this live stream, okay? And I would love to see one of you guys prove me wrong, because that tells me that I've inspired you to work harder, okay? Well, Ricky, why don't you work not so hard, but just work smarter, okay? I'm going to work smart and hard. I mean, look at what I'm doing. I'm selling Gulfront properties, the best return of niche market that you can have. And I'm working as hard as I can to sell as many of those properties as possible, right? Look what I'm doing now. I'm talking to you guys, helping you guys on the side of my real estate business, because I know that I can help you guys. And if I don't, I'm going to go to bed at night thinking I could have helped all these agents, but I'm not doing it. So I'm not living up to my full potential. I can't live with myself like that. I have to know that I feel it's a responsibility to live up to my full potential and help as many people as I can, whether it be agents, buyers or sellers, my family, my friends, so on and so forth. So, I don't know how long we've been talking, guys, but I really, really enjoyed it. I hope everything resonated with you guys. I'm real excited about the future. I'm real excited about everything happening right now with what I'm doing with Zero to Diamond. I'm really excited about everything happening in my real estate business. I'm really just excited in general about everything. So if there's ever anything I can do for you guys, I love you guys. Much love to you. I will do anything in the world for you. Just know that. I hope I didn't go on too much of a rant today. Richard says, wow, that was a lot to take in. It probably is. So anyway, what up, George? So anyway, guys, I think I'm going to log out here unless somebody pops up another question real quick. I see all your email addresses. I will get to those. My emails go out every Wednesday, so I'll plug you guys in. You can also go to my Ricky Caruth Gulf Coast Real Estate Updates. It's a Facebook, my business Facebook page. You can go there and scroll down. I have my email reports. I post them on there. You guys want to see it there too if you want to look at it today or tomorrow or whatever. So I'm getting a lot of thank yous and stuff, so thanks back at you. If we didn't cover anything you wanted to, just let me know. We're going to do this again next week, just like I'm going to do every week from here on out forever. I'm going to do this every week forever, just so you guys know. I'm never going to stop. So, like I said, you guys have a good rest of the day, good rest of the week, good rest of the weekend. I'm going to be down here showing property, listing property, making phone calls, going through all the hard work that real estate is, just like you guys. And I want you to know that anything is possible. I dreamed about making $1 million when I was a baby, and this year I'm actually going to do it. And I'm excited about it. And I want to take it all to the next level from here. So, we'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much. And, yeah, that's it.